Here we are, September 2025, and this month marks our 3rd year anniversary of my husband's devastating dementia diagnosis that rocked our world. And so today's video, y'all, is going to be an update. We're 3 years in. How has the journey been? How we're coping? What are the 3 main things that we're dealing with him right now? And then, yes, me, the caregiver struggles that I've been on this crazy roller coaster ride of caregiving. And what a ride it's been. I'm going to be as raw and honest as I can be about how I'm coping and what I'm doing to deal with it all. Y'all, come on, let's jump in. Let's dive right on in. Well, I'm Linda, and welcome, y'all. I'm so happy you joined me. If you're new, check out my channel. Love to have ya. I share practical tips on how to live your best life. And really, no matter what your age, but specifically for seniors as well, no matter what hits us. And y'all, this dementia thing really did hit us hard. It just came out of nowhere. Let me mention first that originally we got a really, really early diagnosis. And there are 3 stages of dementia, if you don't know. Early, middle, and late. At least our doctors refer to it that way. And we got an unusually early diagnosis because they found it in some other tests they were running for other neurological situations. So that's how we kind of started. And that has made a huge difference in confusing me as a caregiver as to where are we in this thing? Because we didn't seem to be matching up with the timeline with a lot of other people, although everybody's situation is always different. But at any rate, there's that. So right now we're like in mid-early is where we think we are. And unfortunately, we feel that we're edging toward a little bit the middle stage. We're pretty locked into a double diagnosis that kind of overlap, which is also not uncommon, of vascular dementia and frontotemporal dementia, with vascular being the dominant. Most recently, he's been in the hospital for a stroke check. I had shared a dementia video on that a little bit when we first came out of the hospital. You can check it out. I'll link it in the description box below. But today, I'm going to move on and talk about where we are after that and how we're going forward. These are the 3 main areas we are dealing with now. Number 1, I'd have to say short-term memory is our biggest issue right now. And I have seen probably in the last 6 months an almost daily, what I would call, decline in that area. And I'll go into that in a little bit and give you an example as to what exactly I am dealing with that. Number 2, we've seen more recent physical decline. He's developed more of the what we call the dementia stoop, where he's stooped over. They sort of tend to cave in a little bit, and that's become more pronounced. More shuffling of the feet, and his balance has been off a fair amount. So again, that causes me to really have to watch, and all of us that are around. And then the third one being depression. And that's part of the disease, of course. I mean, sometimes I sit and try to imagine what he's going through. Everything that he's ever known and things he's been able to do are collapsing in front of him. All of it takes a toll on the both of us. And I'm doing my best. Let me tell you where the hardest areas are for me and how I'm coping. And I want to talk first about the short-term memory. Let's talk about that, because that's happening every single day in multiple areas. It can be something really small, like we're going to leave to go somewhere at 6 o'clock, and I'll tell him way ahead of time. Every about 10 minutes, he's forgot that. So I have to say, okay, come on, let's get this done because we've got to go. Okay. And then I'll turn around and he's watching TV. So we got to do it again. And again, and again, and again. This is something really small that most people don't think about, but keeping your patience to say the same thing over and over again is exhausting. And really, in the smaller things is what gets to me the worst than the big thing. So I have to always maintain, because if you don't, that depression and anxiety on his part will be so much worse. And I can't hardly deal with that at all. You can't let it get out of hand. So I would have to say that is the most taxing on me right now. The physical thing is to the place to where I have to be aware all the time, because like I said, he still will think that he can do things. If I'm not careful, there'll be a ladder out there pulled out. He's going to climb. It's difficult for me to leave. He cannot fall. We don't want him to fall. What kind of toll is it taking on me? And I'm going to address emotionally first. For anxiety, I never really thought I dealt with anxiety that much. Not like I hear other people talk that are having panic attacks, this and that. Now, I haven't had any of that, but I've had a great deal of anxiety. And I'll be honest with you, cold, hard fear. Yep, that's right. In the middle of the night. I can't get my mind to stop, what would happen if, what am I going to do when this happens, if it happens, I don't care how many times I give it to God. It just seems to be, that seems to be ongoing. And it results in a great deal of insomnia. So, and I'm working on that. I really, really am. Physically, how it's affecting me is my own health. I have autoimmune issues. The resulting of how I'm coping with that is, and this is crucial, hear me. I learned this at a support group. Did you know that 70% of dementia caregivers that are spouses die before their loved ones because they don't take care of themselves? Because most of us are older, seniors, and that's the point, isn't it? We're in this together. And when I heard that statistic, because it's so easy. I don't have time to walk today. I don't have time to stretch today. I cannot go to the doctor. I don't have time. That's the temptation. So that has been loud and clear to me. And the way I have decided to manage that is to cut stuff out of my life. And I've been doing that. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to stop this. I don't care how well-intentioned it is. Some of it's church ministry. And I've just had to cut back, man. Just had to cut back. I can't deal with it all. Overall, emotionally, physically, all of it. How am I coping? I can tell you in one word. Hear me on this one too. Jesus. Yep, my faith and my Lord and Savior. I do not know how people go through things without their faith. And it's not that, like I just finished saying, it's not that I don't have the anxiety. It's not that I don't give it to God. It's not that I'm not, but I don't walk around with my head in the sand and say, this isn't really happening. Because that's not being realistic either. But I don't know why people think that Christians don't go through anything. I've heard that all my life, that's not true at all. But here's the thing. He's in there with us. Our God is in there with us, and he promises never to leave us. He walks with me, and I can tell you this, I have come to a level of surrender that is deeper than I ever thought I ever would do or knew anything about. Yeah. And also, I have a deeper level of the love of God that just sometimes his love will just wash over me driving down the road, and it's unexpected or so. It just floods me and tears just come. And that is what sustains me. That's what's getting me through it. And that is how I'm coping. Because I won't be honest with you, if you're a caregiver, and I know you know this, I know you do. Hey, here's the thing. Caregiving is a lonely job, y'all. It doesn't matter who you are or what your situation is. At the end of the day, it's you and your loved one. And there are many times in the middle of a whatever kind of crisis, it's me. I'm the one that's there. Me and God. And yeah, so my first companion is Jesus. My next go-to, of course, I do have a support group, a dementia support group. I don't get there very often because it's almost an hour away from me. It's so hard to arrange all the things to go. But I do have a wonderful family support. My son and family, one of my sons lives here with his family. And I have church support. I do. And I don't know what I'd do without that too. But we're doing fine. We're hanging in there. I'm still breathing. You've heard me say many, many times. I know you have. It's one of the things I say. If you're breathing air, it's a good day to be a good day. And that's how I choose to live. So I'm breathing, so it's a good day. Listen, drop me some comments about your experiences, caregiving, your concerns, your worries. I'd be happy to pray for you. And I would covet your prayers as well. Find something to smile about today, y'all. That's what my slogan, don't you know, Proverbs 7:22. A joyful heart does good like a medicine. You know what the rest of that verse says? But a broken spirit dries up the bones. Well, that's the alternative, isn't it? So find something to smile about, and I'm happy to see you next time, and I will see you next time. Bye now.